kickback. Shawty said she like I aim, man, I hit that. Chrome on the dash, Miller in my six-pack. Giddy up, baby, you gon' feel where the stick at. I'm that Mossberg man with a mouth full of game. Talk slick, make a squirm when I'm calling her name. Said she like a little trigger when it come to the flame. I ain't talking about blocks when I'm letting it bang. Yeah. Country boy sauce, yeah, Alabama raised. Bass in the Chevy, make the mud get blazed. Got Daisy Dukes in the passenger side, sipping moonshine, singing Sweet Caroline. I'm a smooth talk sniper, hit target precise, and a gun range girl, but I shoot real nice. She said, boy, you wild like SEC ball. Told her I'm the Nick Saban of breaking all walls. Got a Winchester charm with the Yee-type drums. I'm the white boy version of a shotgun thumb. When I step in the bar, it's a rodeo show. Buckle up, baby, this a two-step flow. I'm that cold 45 with the kickback. Shawty said she like I aim, man, I hit that. Chrome on the dash, Miller in my six-pack. Giddy up, baby, you gon' feel where the stick at. I'm that Mossberg man with a mouth full of game. Talk slick, make a squirm when I'm calling her name. Said she like a little trigger when it come to the flame. I ain't talking about blocks when I'm letting it bang. I'm in Diggy's, not a yard with the racks on deck. 100 bucks, how far, got the scent on my neck. She a Georgia peach, I'm a 223. Said she want a little smoke, now she puffin' on me. Cam Newton drip with a cowboy hat. Rolls my R's like a Hellcat scat. Got a holster for my charm and a twang in my flex. Got a 40 in my drawer, that's a southern index. Talk slick like I'm raised on hang, but I slide through the city like I robbed the banks. I can bless your heart while I'm wrecking your bitch. She call me John Wayne with a Lil Wayne head here. Yeah, I'm dirt road famous, viral on reels. Line dance with a Glock on a stainless steel. Grill light and I strike when it's darker. X still texting out your laughing park in the back of the Chevy with her legs on high. Said boy slow down, I'm a girl don't lie. You love that click clack rhythm, that southern bass when it hit like thunder in a tailgate chase up.
Masker can't defend. He's got the outside line for the second part, and he can't hold on.
Going the long way around. We're going to be 3 wide for the lead as they all come to the line. Who is going to take it in the end?
And here comes Lockwood. He's going to make the move to the outside. Quinn tries to force him off a little bit, but there he goes. It's going to be side by side through turn 1.
Will he be able to cover him off? He does. Weaving back to the left-hand side. Reynolds is trying everything. The kitchen sink is being thrown at it.
They're leaning on each other. Coming into turn number 3. It's going to be a drag race through 3 and 4. Coming back to the line. Here comes Frisch on the bottom. Richard's going to hold the inside. Tries to be the late breaker here. They're going to be side by side through the final chicane. They bang doors, but keep it clean.
As they're still 4 wide on the run down into the back straightaway. Demerit's looking for a line as well. What is going on in Michigan?
Novak into the fence. They're still beating and banging. And to the line.
He is much faster coming through there. Is there damage on Challenger? Apromitis is ahead. There's going to be a race to the line. Who is going to get
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into the final race of the Sunoco Racing League ARCA series. It is the Lone Star Showdown 100 Championship race at Texas Motor Speedway. Not your track you normally would go to for your championship race, but we thought it would be a good cookie cutter track other than Miami for these guys to come out here and race in this absolute blistering heat out here at Texas. And while we are trying to get everything ready here, let's go ahead and go down to our starting grid. It's looking like Ty Robertson is going to round out P1. His second or third pole of the season here towards the end. Kyle Bishop with a fast qualifying time. I'm going to put it just behind Ty Robertson there. He's going to start in P2. Everett Larson's going to start in P3. Your championship man of Terry Hughes Jr. is going to round out P4. Brady Zeller going to get P5. Jonathan Smith in P6. Kevin Tankos from Rush Motorsports in P7. Casey Ellis going to be the first Orlando's Outlaw up here in P8. Jerry Powers is going to be in P9. Aaron Birch going to round out your top 10. We go down here to Nicholas Griffey. Going to go ahead and round out P11. Anthony Johnson, good to have him back. He's going to get P12. Wesley Worrell back here in P13. Rob Blodwick in P14. Hunter Foley going to get 15th. Timothy McMunn's going to get 16th. Tristan Bear in 17th. And Thomas McLaughlin and Tony Swain are not going to qualify. They're going to be 18th and 19th. You see here some of these guys go ahead and firing these machines up as they're waiting on everybody to go ahead and come down or get loaded in here. So as we're sitting here, we're going to go ahead and go through the awards given out this season. Ty Robertson is going to get Dominant Driver of the Year here for Season 1 with, I believe it was 5 wins and over 200 laps led for him this season. Terry Hughes Jr., of course, you already know, he has got the championship on lock here. He's 40 points ahead of Thomas McLaughlin, who's starting back here in the back. If we can't get a better spot on Thomas McLaughlin here. There he is, back there in the back. He's going to get Rookie of the Year honors with a win. Mostly top 5s this season and finishing second in points. And then, of course, the Owners' Championship will go to Ty Robertson and Fury Cam Racing with the amount of wins that these guys have and top 5s and top 10s. It just puts them over 100 points ahead of 811 Racing back here with Terry Hughes Jr., who ended up being in second in the Owners' standings by well over 100 points. Jump up here to your leader of Ty Robertson as he's getting ready to go ahead and bring them down into the restart zone and fire it off for the first couple of laps here at Texas Motor Speedway. And here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Our Ty Robertson's getting ready to bring them down. And there it is. Ty Robertson's off. Green flag in the air. That bottom line got a nasty start. Whoa, big loose there from Kyle Bishop on the outside line. So everyone during practice, we saw everyone running the bottom. So the bottom has all the grip, as you can see. That topside line has almost nothing. It is bare. But Kyle Bishop going to send it to the outside. It looks like he's going to take over P1 here early in the race. And Kyle Bishop is really starting to drive away since he's got it out here all by himself. You see Ty Robertson go ahead and gets it down in. Terry Hughes Jr. fills a gap on the bottom. But here he is, the man of Jonathan Smith, really trying to work that outside line. Go ahead and get some rubber down to it, but he's really making it work. As you see, big loose from Casey Ellis right there. He's going to take it way to the top side line. Hopefully we can get it gathered back up and not lose too many positions here. That outside line with Jonathan Smith really works. Put him and Casey Ellis, even getting big loose there. Moved them both up multiple spots ahead of Terry Hughes Jr. And you see Brady Zeller on the outside line trying to make that work as well, right there with Kevin Tankos and Rob Lodwick. But man, the fastest car on the track by a mile is Kyle Bishop. He has absolutely stretched this thing out to already a second over Casey Ellis, who has stolen the second position away, and he's starting to drive away from these guys. As you see that massive gap that everyone is just trying to manage right now to Kyle Bishop. You got Jonathan Smith up here. He finally got around the 9 of Ty Robertson there, and I don't know if he's going to start driving away as well, or and you see Terry Hughes Jr. just drive it into 3, and Ty Robertson just, I don't know if he's got a bad car right now with super tight and he's having to let off of it, or what's going on with that 9 machine, but looks like the 81 is trying to get around him as well, as he's fallen back already 3 positions. And then your biggest mover right now is Casey Ellis, up 6 positions, trying to run down your leader of Kyle Bishop, who is absolutely dominating this race right now, and stretched it out to almost a 2-second lead over 3rd place, and is still stretching it out over Casey Ellis in 2nd. In which Jonathan Smith here is starting to put a little gap between him and Ty Robertson. As you see that gap right there, really starting to dwindle down between the 3rd and, or not 3rd and 4th, between the 2nd and 3rd. Jonathan Smith really starting to move now, as you saw Terry Hughes Jr. go ahead and get around Ty Robertson here. So the gap between 2nd and 3rd is really starting to dwindle. Terry Hughes Jr. has got that gap closed down to Jonathan Smith. But as we were just talking, how Jonathan Smith was really closing that gap to Casey Ellis here. Casey has started to drift away just ever so slightly, about half a tenth quicker a lap. But as Jonathan Smith closes that gap, going into 3, I don't know if Casey ended up lifting there or what happened to him, but that gap between him and Jonathan Smith is down to 2/10, and Terry Hughes Jr. is right there with Jonathan Smith to try to pounce on this 35 machine. Right out the nose of Jonathan Smith. See how he's just coasting it down in 1 and 2. He's really waiting on the throttle. And you see how much better of a corner he gets than Casey Ellis. Look at that distance he closed. Right there out of 3 and 4, they really put some gap between them and Terry Hughes Jr. as Terry Hughes Jr. really started to battle a tight condition maybe here, as Ty Robertson's just on the bottom side of him. Ty Robertson going to try to make a move out of 2 here on the 81 machine. Terry Hughes Jr. going to glide it into 3 and knock the air off to that 9 car. As that little bit of air gets Terry Hughes Jr. tight. And up and out of 2, it's going to be Ty Robertson, but Terry Hughes Jr. being right there with that draft and side draft is going to help him out, trying to stay with Ty Robertson here. As Jonathan Smith gets around Casey Ellis, this battle right here for the 4th position. Terry Hughes Jr. gets a little wide there. Maybe he's looking for some speed here. Nope, gonna fall right back into Ty Robertson. Give him a little bump down the back stretch and try to get around that 35 machine of Casey Ellis, who is battling an absolute tight in, loose off race car as he's yelling over the radio right now. But as Ty Robertson gets around Terry Hughes Jr., that puts Everett Larson in the position to pounce on it, to get that 5th position away from the 81. Terry Hughes Jr. drives in there. Everett lets off a little bit. Terry Hughes Jr. going to ride kind of off the bottom. Terry Hughes Jr. loose. Big shot there from the 0-1 of Everett Larson. Terry Hughes Jr. falling all the way back, driving through the grass. And he's not going to be able to save it. No caution is going to wait for Terry Hughes Jr. He gets it back going. Single car spin behind the field. As we jump back up here to your leader of Kyle Bishop. He's getting ran down right now by Jonathan Smith. As you ground out the back bumper of Jonathan Smith, you see that 9 car of Ty Robertson really starting to close that gap between them two. As everyone's really single filed out, but you see after that spin, Everett Larson's even dropped back to 10th as he got back into the back of Terry Hughes Jr. He packed that air down there and it just spun the 81, and then he gave him a little love tap to finish it off. And two new names up here in the top 5 will be Kevin Tankos and Jerry Powers. We're going to sit here, and they were waiting for something like that to happen with how the leaders had been racing already. And this is just giving them free positions Both of them up. Kevin Thako's up 3 spots, and Jerry Powers is up 4. But as we were talking about how Jonathan Smith was closing that gap to Kyle Bishop here, it's kind of stalled out at a 1.8 second. Did you see that gap right here running out the back end of Kyle Bishop? He lost about a 10th there in 1 and 2. So he might be starting to fight that race car a little bit more than he's wanting here. Only 22 laps in. So we jump back here to your 19th position of Terry Hughes Jr., who is not having a great race after getting spun there onto the infield grass by Everett Larson. He's going to have to start doing something now because the leaders are right behind him. This is the first time Terry Hughes Jr. has found himself all season outside of the top 10 early in a race. You see that gap Ty Robertson has put on to Jerry Powers and Kevin Tankos, them two battling it back there, and looks like Ty Robertson's got something to say to Jonathan Smith as they both close the gap to Kyle Bishop. The gap is now to 1.3 seconds in the last couple of laps. As Ty Robinson wasn't really looking for anywhere to go there, he just gives the bumper to the back of the 10 machine, sending him into the one a little bit harder than Jonathan Smith would have liked. It's going to give a big run here to Ty Robertson going down the back stretch. As he's just riding it out behind Jonathan Smith right now. As you saw right there, Kevin Tanko's big loose right there in 2. I think we're getting to the laps where the rear tires of these things are really starting to wear out. These guys are going to start getting super loose. See Aaron Bursch a little loose right there coming out of 4. Back here with Brady Zeller, who is also yelling at his car right now, or maybe it was a yelling at Everett Larson, not too sure what's going on. Just a bunch of words over the radio we can't really say on live right now. Then a man we really haven't seen all season back here, Anthony Johnson. He's back after I think it's 2 or 3 races that he's missed. He's finally back and out here running around with these guys in the championship race. And after having a really good early surge here, Casey Ellis finds himself back into the 10th position. Really falling off here the longer this run has went. As Jonathan Smith is going to go ahead and bring it down pit road. Oh, Jonathan Smith spun down onto pit road there. Not what he was wanting. It's going to be an extremely slow pit stop for Jonathan Smith after that. Jump up here to Ty Robertson, who's caught Kyle Bishop right here on the long run. 32 laps in. These guys only have roughly 8 more laps of fuel, I believe. Unless they have saved an awful lot. Hunter Farley down on the pit road along with Timothy McMunn. As Timothy McMunn just overshoots his box by a mile. Kevin Tankos also bringing it down pit road here. Trying to undercut your leaders to see if he can make that gap up on the next run. Wesley Worrell also bringing it down pit road here, along with Terry Hughes Jr. The gap between Terry Hughes Jr. and Wesley Worrell is now going to shrink even further. Terry Hughes Jr. was starting to run him down. As we see your leaders bringing it down, Ty Robertson, Aaron Birch, Jerry Powers, Everett Larson with a speeding penalty, Brady Zeller with a speeding penalty as well. Kyle Bishop also going to bring it down on the pit road from the lead, which is going to surrender the lead to Anthony Johnson here. So your first car lap down right now is about to be Wesley Worrell if he doesn't speed up. Terry Hughes Jr. working on getting his lap back here. As he sends it down onto the bottom of 3 and 4. Whoa, big checkup from the 13. Maybe he got a little sideways there, but Terry Hughes Jr. saves it. Making sure he didn't kill the leader or the 13 of Wesley Worrell. Oh, big spin from Tony Swain down on the pit road. That's going to hurt him. This pit road of all pit roads, after the update, has really messed with these guys, because see if we can't get a good look at the pit road entrance here. I mean, not really. As these guys also got speeding penalties that have just been served. Go back up into your leader of Anthony Johnson. You see that line right there with that yellow cone at a 4. That big, thick, white line is no longer the line saying that, hey, I'm coming to pit road. It is your speed line as well. So you have to be down to speed before you cross that line. And the speed limit on pit road here is 45 miles an hour. So you're coming from 160, 170 miles an hour in 3 and 4 down to 45. See if we can't watch your leader, Anthony Johnson, here bring it onto pit road whenever he decides to here. Not this lap. Is Tristan Bear going to bring it down? There it is. Tristan Bear is going to bring it down. You see, he's going to get a speeding penalty as well. That's a massive black flag for the 3 of Tristan Bear, bringing it down way too fast. So we jump back here to Nicholas Griffey, who is currently running in the 2nd position, 4 seconds, almost 5 seconds back to Anthony Johnson. Ty Robertson, Kyle Bishop, and Kevin Tankos have found their way back onto the lead lap. Your first car a lap down right now is going to be Jonathan Smith in the 6th position. As we are on lap 43, and your leader Anthony Johnson and 2nd place man of Nicholas Griffey are still running it out. Oh, my fault. Ty Robertson is your last car on the lead lap here, or was until he passed Anthony Johnson there. Kyle Bishop is your first car a lap down. As Anthony Johnson is still running here extremely long. He's 4 laps over what these guys were supposed to have for fuel. He has saved an extreme amount of fuel on this long, as Nicholas Griffey's going to bring it down. See, he got down to speed perfectly before that line. I'm pretty sure Anthony Johnson should be bringing it down this time. If not, I don't know what kind of fuel cell he has in that thing. Running 46 laps. As your cycle should play back out, Ty Robertson will be your race leader. He ended up getting around Kyle Bishop here under the green flag stop, which puts him 2 seconds ahead of Kyle Bishop currently. As he's battling lap traffic, and Kevin Tankos is right there with him. As Anthony Johnson finally decides to bring it down on the pit road. You see Ty Robertson really waiting on the throttle in 3 and 4. Even though you can run it wide open, he's trying to save as much tire as he can and make sure he gets around his 13 as cleanly as possible. Ooh, kind of bobble there from the 9 of Ty Robertson. As we jump back here to Kyle Bishop, who is starting to close the gap maybe here. Not maybe, is closing the gap. He's got it down to 1.5, 1.4 seconds on Ty Robertson. But you see, Ty Robertson was really saving his tires. Maybe some fuel for the longer run here. Jump up here to Terry Hughes Jr., who finds himself back into the 6th position. Anthony Johnson still down on pit road, just now getting tires, it looks like, or Not too sure what happened. Casey Ellis is also back out. Oh! Casey Ellis down on pit road. Not too sure what just happened to him. There we saw smoke, and he's down on pit road. And Anthony Johnson's finally off. Tony Swain still down on pit road as well. As Ty Robertson's still working that lead, 1.4 seconds ahead of Kyle Bishop. Ty Robinson really coasting it in there and really easy on the throttle as he's through 1 and 2. Let's see if he does in 3 and 4 here. Kinda sends it in 3 and 4. He's noticing that gap really starting to dwindle to Kyle Bishop. He sees right in front of him Terry Hughes. You see your leader, Ty Robinson, just now coming out of 2, and these guys are right on the back stretch. So Terry Hughes Jr. might be up to the 6th position, but he's still not out of trouble. He's right back where he was with the leaders right on his tail. And also the man you got to look at is Thomas McLaughlin, who is up 13 positions here. He's been fast all season. He's your rookie of the year, and he's really starting to show it right here. Up 13 spots currently on this long green flag run of 56 laps. Oh, as we have a spin. Caution flag is out, ladies and gentlemen. Not too sure what happened. We're going to have to go back a little bit. I believe it was Wesley Worrell that spun there. Running in the 8th position, gets into the wall. Oh, big loose. Trying to save it hard into that inside safer barrier, right up in front of all your leaders. That's going to be the first caution of the day. He goes ahead and tows back to pit road. As your leaders, and Ty Robertson is going to bring it down on the pit road with Kyle Bishop, Kevin Tankos, Jonathan Smith's going to bring it down, Thomas McLaughlin, and Terry Hughes Jr. Jerry Powers is still on track. He's getting his lap back right now, it looks like. So Ty Robertson, your leader, brings it down on the pit road. He's going to be on and off with Kyle Bishop. Looks like the 3 of Tristan Bayer, Kevin Tankos, Jonathan Smith. Going to be, I believe it was Thomas McLaughlin, Terry Hughes Jr., Jerry Powers. You see Jerry Powers bringing it down the pit road after getting his lap back there. He's gonna, this might hurt him a bit if he doesn't get on and off pit road in time. So as we're going here, looks like Nicholas Griffey's is gonna grab your race lead, while all the guys in front of him are right now are going to get a wave around of the pace car. So Aaron Birch, Aaron Birch, Everett Larson, Brady Zeller are all going to get their lap back here. Looks like Tristan Bear, maybe. No, Tristan Bear pitted. Anthony Johnson going to be the last one to get a lap back here. The leader of Nicholas Griffey's going to go ahead and choose that bottom side. These two, Wesley Worrell. Is it Worley or Worrell? I know we've been all season saying Worrell, so that's what we're going to stick with tonight. And Casey Ellis are still down on pit road. So jump up here to your leader of Nicholas Griffey. Hasn't really led many laps all season. This is where he's getting most of his laps led right now. This right here is the most laps he's led all season due to a pit stop strategy that leaves him out. So we're going to have to see how that's going to affect the 11 here on the long run, or hell, even the short run with all these guys that have fresh tires. So he brings it into your restart zone. He's off. Bottom side is a big jump. Whoa, big tight. Is Kyle Bishop up the track, 3 wide over the backstretch. Nicholas Griffey blinking in and out there. So two guys that's been battling up front the whole race, Kyle Bishop and Ty Robertson, who always find their way in to be in the front. And after that big spin, you see Terry Hughes Jr. up here inside the top 5, and Kevin Tankos is back up here in the 3rd position. Griffey here on the short run. We knew the 11 was going to have issues with tires after staying out. Tires are your big concern here. I do expect Jonathan Smith to probably slack off a little bit, keep some tire underneath him. But everybody's going to have to pit at least one more time. Jonathan Smith might think he can make it on just on this stop, but it's going to be close. As you see Kyle Bishop, Ty Robertson really starting to battle it here. Kevin Tanko's right there in the mix. Terry Hughes Jr. just awaiting in the midst. You see them 2-3 cars back there. Ty Robertson, Kevin Tankos, and Terry Hughes Jr. all choose a separate line going into 1 and 2. Going into 1, try to keep that nose of their car planted on the ground. Making his way back through the field is Jerry Powers. He's finding himself right now in the 6th position, working on the 5th position right there with Jonathan Smith, with lap traffic ahead of him of Tristan Bear. Battling as these guys have gotten, they really started to lose touch here on the lead pack. These guys know they're going to have to pit one more time, so they're a little bit harder than they normally would. They're out here trying to set qualifying laps to be able to go ahead and pit probably a little bit more early than most would. As soon as they know they're green, they're going to be good to the finish. They're probably going to go ahead and come down and service those machines. So I can jump back here to the last car on the lead lap. He's found his way back onto the lead lap. I believe. Yes. See, when spinning down the pit road there, who was that? Everett Larson. Spun it down on the pit road. Looks like he's going to get another penalty flag here. Hopefully not, because he spun. Nicholas Griffey still on track here. He's back to the 7th position after staying out on them older tires. He's kind of managed his position, but if this goes green, I'm not too sure how far he's going to fall. Back down there on the bottom. Back down on the pit road. Kyle Bishop's put a little bit of a gap between him and Ty Robertson. Kevin Tankos right there behind Ty Robertson. Terry Hughes Jr. is kind of falling off a little bit here. He's the only one in the top 5. He's kind of lost touch. Guys in front of him, it's not too big of an issue, but he might be fighting a handling condition, which is making that 81 machine a lot slower here on the long run. Jerry Powers up to 5th position right now. He's 4 positions up from where he started the race, and he's really starting to come through the field. Even after that late pit stop that he had behind everybody else, he's worked his way on up here to the 5th position to have the opportunity to even battle for the race win here with 26 laps to go. watch his line because he's really started to fall off here to Ty Robertson, who's caught him again, and Kevin Tanko's right there with him. Terry Hughes Jr. is really not falling off as much, but he's back to 1.3 seconds over these guys. So he's gaining on him in 1 and 2, but 3 and 4, he really loses touch. As Ty Robertson takes over the lead here with 24 laps remaining. And Kyle Bishop takes it right back, a little bit loose on the bottom. Kevin Tanko's going to decide where he wants to go here. Ty Robinson with a little bit more of a run down the backstretch. Oh, we got a spin back in the back. Caution flag waves. For looks like Terry Hughes Jr. See if we can't ride on with this lap with him and see exactly what happened. That was coming out of 3. So he sends it down in there. It looks like a normal line, gets a little tight, goes up the track just a little. Nothing crazy as of yet coming through 4. You see the ass end kick out on him. He's correcting, and then it just shoots right up the track, and he saves it. But that's a hard shot for that 81 machine. And he spins right in front of Jerry Powers and Jonathan Smith, which puts him right in the middle of the track. Tries to get back going up and out of the way. Helps that he does have a fast repair on that 81 machine, but that car is absolutely toast. As he brings it around here, yeah, that car is hammered. So just because you get a little loose, that car can catch grip at any moment, especially when you're on that seam. You can kind of see it from the first and second lane there. As it looks like everybody, Jonathan Smith stays out. Thomas McLaughlin might stay out. Yes, Thomas McLaughlin stays out. Hunter Farley's going to stay out. Everett Larson's going to stay out. Everybody else is bringing it down pit road. You see everybody taking 4 sets of tires there, and not too sure who ended up winning that race off of pit road. Between Ty Robertson, Kevin Tangos, and Kyle Bishop, they were all right there, bunched together. So Jonathan Smith's going to grab the race lead here with 22 to go after that big shot to the wall by Terry Hughes Jr. coming out of 4. Thomas McLaughlin's going to move up to the 2nd position. Kevin Tankos, he's going to be the 3rd place over Ty Robertson. He just got him by a splitter coming out of pit lane there. Everett Larson is going to be a lap car, so he should drop to the back, or he's supposed to drop to the back. Not too sure why he hasn't yet. So Ty Robertson's going to choose the inside behind Jonathan Smith. Everett Larson's going to park it down onto the bottom of the racetrack. Not too sure why. As he pulls off at the back. All these guys are getting ready to go here with 21 laps. Coming to 20 to go when we go green. I believe only 11 cars on the lead lap, ending with Hunter Foley. As he got his lap back there as a lucky dog. So Aaron Birch being your last guy up here in the front. And here we go, getting ready to go green for hopefully the final time here in Texas with 20 to go. Jonathan Smith going to bring him down into the restart zone, and he's off. Jonathan Smith gets a decent launch there. So did Thomas McLaughlin and Ty Robertson. Shoving it 3 wide here. So there it is, Ty Robertson back on point, relatively easy. 3 wide into turn 3. Look at this cluster back here. It's 3 wide. Or out of 2. 4 wide. Everett Larson in the wall there. As you see the 3 teammates of Thomas McLaughlin, Terry Hughes Jr., Brady Zeller right there. Terry Hughes Jr. and Brady Zeller on fresh tires, just trying to get around the teammate at the 69 of Thomas McLaughlin, who's battling pretty hard with his teammates here. I know Terry Hughes Jr. is not going to be happy with the way Thomas McLaughlin's currently racing him. As we just heard him on the radio, he's absolutely furious with the 69, side drafting and battling hard on the top side. He's just letting the leaders drive away. It's now Terry Hughes Jr., Brady Zeller, and all the rest of these guys on the lead lap who got slowed down are going to have to fight decently hard to even get back to Kevin Taylor, who is second right now. Thomas McLaughlin hurts his teammates more than he even helped himself. He's back to the 8th position, currently back there with Jonathan Smith, the 2 guys that stayed out, falling dramatically. As your battle for the race lead right now is Kyle Bishop, Ty Robertson, and Jerry Powers, and Kevin Tankos. Terry Hughes Jr. is trying to reel these guys back in, but everyone's running identical lap times in these first 2 groups. leaders there, 3 wide through the tri-oval. Everything is settled back out, and Kyle Bishop still on point. Kyle Bishop just managing what he can here with coming to 11 to go on Ty Robertson. Really driving it into 1 and 2. He's probably trying to drag that brake a little bit, make sure he's got a good entry. Really easy on exit, but look at there. Jerry Powers makes a move on Ty Robertson with Kevin Tankos in tow. Ty Robertson battling as hard as he can back from the outside line with a little bit of side draft on the 46. That pack with Terry Hughes Jr. leading it has not really gained much time. Still managing that 1.9 second gap. They're all running identical lap times in the top 7. Come out of 3 and 4 there, Terry Hughes Jr. was a little slow, but as we run on board with Jerry Powers, he gets right on the back of that 37. 37 gets a smidge loose. She's going to check them both up a little bit here as Ty Robertson closes that gap. Aaron Birch trying to make a move on Terry Hughes Jr. And he does make it in 3 and 4. They're down to a 2.3 second gap. That move put them back a ways on your leaders. As you have the two teammates of Jerry Powers and Kevin Tankos trying to work together. To get ahead of Ty Robertson, Kyle Bishop, the two most dominant cars all day. But Jerry Powers has worked his way from the back to the front, from the back to the front, and here he is. Jerry Powers had to lift and gives Ty Robertson a little bit of a run, but he has to go up the track. He's going to fall back down behind the 46. Kevin Tankos back there just awaiting his time. So we look at the pit strategy. Everyone, at least in the front 8, are on the same tires. So the top 4 are all battling, but it's all dependent on how they were able to save their tire on this long run. But Kyle Bishop hasn't had to fight near as hard as Jerry Powers, Ty Robertson, and Kevin Tankos. So we jump back here, Terry Hughes Jr. and Aaron Birch have stretched that lead out to Brady Zeller, and I believe that is Everett Larson in the 0-1. And then there's also Jerry Powers starting to pull away from Ty Robertson and Kevin Tankos. Ty Robertson going to try anything he can, maybe back up, get a little bit of a pull or a little bit of a push from the 4 and do something as we come to 3 laps to go. No one really trying anything currently. Kyle Bishop being up front has the better tires. He hasn't had to really battle the guys behind him as much. He had to do it once, I believe, to get back to the lead, but once he got there, he stayed there, aero blocking, guarding that inside line, and Jerry Powers just trying to find a way around him. As they have put a big gap on Aaron Birch, back to 2.7 seconds. Terry Hughes Jr. has fallen off even further than that of 3.3. As we come to the white flag, Aaron Birch, or not Aaron Birch, Kyle Bishop in control, has been in control most of the race. Kyle Bishop, through everything he's been through all season with the fast cars, is gonna win it at Texas. As Kyle Bishop wins his first race in the Sunoco Racing Series, he's getting congratulatory bumps from everybody. His first win on the season. He's been up there. He's had the opportunities to win, just hasn't really had the opportunity to put it together. And it finally comes together for the 37. He stalls the car out during his burnout. He's going to let him burn it down here on his first win of the season. As he's burning it down, let's go up to your results. Kyle Bishop is going to win his first race in the last race. Jerry Powers, after putting a good race together, is going to come up just a smidge short. Ty Robertson going to get P3. Kevin Tanko is going to round out P4. P5 is going to be Aaron Birch, who had a pretty good race there towards the end. Terry Hughes Jr., your winner in the first season of your little tongue twister here. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to put it together and get his first ever championship in the Sunoco Racing League ARCA Series. Brady Ziller's going to round out P7. Nicholas Groovy's going to get P8. Jonathan Smith and Thomas McLaughlin are going to be 9th and 10th on that pit strategy that they had to stay out, hopefully for a caution at the end. Hunter Foley's going to get P11. Rob Blodwick in P12. Everett Larson, after that couple of incidents he had, I was going to put him back into 13th. Tristan Bear going to be 14th. Anthony Johnson going to get 15th. Timothy McMunn's going to get 16th. Tony Swain in 17th. Wesley Worrell in 18th. 42 laps down. And the man that we thought had it put together, going to be Casey Ellis, is going to end up being out of the race with a, I believe he might have wrecked it. There it is, ladies and gentlemen, as you see Terry Hughes Jr. riding it around the outside, doing a congratulatory celebration with the fans, riding it backwards, or around the top next to the wall. Terry Hughes Jr. going to be your season 1 champion in SRL. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. It is official. Season 1 is at an end. Through 12 weeks, you had one of the most consistent guys on point that ends up finishing the championship. We've had multiple different winners, even after looking like Ty Robertson was going to win every race. Just didn't happen that way. And even after everything these guys have been through, it was a fantastic season 1, I believe. Hopefully we'll be back for season 2 of the ARCA series and truck series. Season 1 will be opening up for these guys, so we'll see who moves up, who stays in, and what new guys get brought in to the Sunoco Racing League. Thank you guys for hanging out and watching it with us. We'll hope to see y'all next race, or next season, I shall add. Or no, I take that back. We have it. The truck race tomorrow night. I do not believe it's going to be broadcasted, but we'll see what happens. We haven't been told that we're going to be doing that broadcast yet. So hopefully we'll be here for that, because that'll be right here at Texas with us. So thank you from everybody, the drivers, the admins, every single one of y'all for supporting us throughout the season. Hopefully y'all will be here next season along with more people. So good night. Hopefully we'll catch y'all tomorrow night for this SRL Truck Series qualifier.
I'm that cold 45 with a kickback. Shawty said she like I aim, man, I hit that. Chrome on the dash, Miller in my 6-pack. Giddy up, baby, you gon' feel where the stick at. I'm that Mossberg man with a mouth full of game. Talk slick, make a squirm when I'm calling her name. Said she like a little trigger when it come to the flame. I ain't talking about blocks when I'm letting it bang. Country boy sauce, yeah, Alabama raised. Bass in the Chevy, make the mud get blazed. Got Daisy Dukes in the passenger side, sipping moonshine, singing Sweet Caroline. I'm a smooth talk sniper, hit target precise, and a gun range girl, but I shoot real nice. She said, boy, you wild like SEC ball. Told her I'm the Nick Saban of breaking all walls. Got a Winchester charm with the Yee-type drums on a white boy version of a shotgun thumb. When I step in the bar, it's a rodeo show. Buckle up, baby, this a two-step flow. I'm that cold 45 with the kickback. Shawty said she like I aim, man, I hit that. Chrome on the dash, Miller in my 6-pack. Giddy up, baby, you gon' feel where the stick at. I'm that Mossberg man with a mouth full of game. Talk slick, make a squirm when I'm calling her name. Said she like a little trigger when it come to the flame. I ain't talking about blocks when I'm letting it bang. I'm in Diggy's, not a York with the racks on deck. 100 bucks all fall, got the scent on my neck. She a Georgia peach, I'm a 223. Said she want a little smoke, now she puffin' on me. Cam Newton drip with a cowboy hat. Rose my R's like a Hellcat scat. Got a holster for my charm and a twang in my flex. Got a 40 in my draw, that's a southern index. Talk slick like I'm raised on hang, but I slide through the city like I robbed a bank. can bless your heart while I'm breaking your bitch. She call me John Wayne with a Lil Wayne head here. Yeah, I'm Duro famous, viral on reels, line dance with a Glock on a stainless steel. Grill light and I strike when it's darker. Rick still texting out your laughing park in the back of the Chevy with her legs on high. Said boy slow down, I'm a girl don't lie. You love that click clack rhythm, that southern bass when it hit like thunder in a tailgate chase up.